If you're 4 to 5 years into any role at your same company, you might want to consider leaving. And the reason why I say that with such confidence is because that's just when things start to plateau. You know what I mean? That's when you're no longer getting early promotions, your bonuses just aren't as big. Your employer's they're not trying to incentivize you or encourage you to stay because they know that you're comfortable, and they know that the longer you're there, the deeper the hole and the harder it is to kind of get out. And also, when you're at a role for 4 to 5 years, you just start to become like that person on the floor, especially if you're a high performer or an overachiever, because, like the leeches, like the people who you have no idea how they're still in their role or even at the company, or how they've not been fired. And it's because they start to take advantage of people like you who have been in a role for 4 to 5 years, who have a high work ethic, and they start to take credit for the things that you do. Or they start sending you because they need your help at 4 p.m. on a Friday and it's just because that's your nature. You're somebody that is going to get the job done, and you have the reputation of the company for doing that. But also, because you're 4 to 5 years into a role, you start getting extra work because you're the person who knows the old systems, or you're that person in that office who can get that thing done. Like, you become a valuable asset far more for the company than yourself. When in reality, if you were to go look for another job, you could probably get that job title you're looking for faster. You could probably get a higher salary. You could probably get better work-life balance or more vacation time. And also, the best time to look for a new job is when you don't need one. So you have all the negotiating power, and especially if you're happy elsewhere, right? This is not trying to reach paranoia to anybody who's happy at their job, but it's just, you owe it to yourself to explore what else is out there, because then you're priced within the market of the role that you're in, or in the industry that you've been operating in. And also, at the end of the day, what's the harm? Because if you have not told your story before, if you've not had to explain to people why you can be a value add to their company, these are also skills that, candidly, when I left JP Morgan, it was so difficult. I failed at probably 50 interviews with VC funds when I was wanting to go from banking to go to more of the venture capital route. And it wasn't because I was not qualified, or I just wasn't a good fit, or just didn't hit it off with those people. It was just because I was bad at interviews. I completely forgot what it was like to update my resume. I completely forgot what it was like to explain what I did day in and day out, and how I did X and it resulted in Y, and just knew how to curate an interview so that it resulted with not just being hey, thanks for coming, but more of hey, here's your offer, here's what we can provide to you, and just negotiating skills, right? Because now when you're at your previous company, you have some baseline of hey, I'm getting paid this, so I need to get paid this in order to leave. I don't know. I think most should consider it.